Hello and welcome to the Almost Irish podcast. I'm Dan Barry.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dennis Rooney.
Mick Thomas, how are you, everybody?
Guys, check your bank accounts. It's stimulus day. That's all that matters.
Oh, is it like officially today?
It's supposed to be by Wednesday for most people. If your taxes last year had direct deposit filed on them, if you got a refund, then you should get it by Wednesday.
Yeah. If you've been getting the money directly this whole time, you should just continue to get it directly.
Yeah, just be another check. And I am real stoked. I don't know why it's gonna go to debt, but it's a very exciting moment for me.
That's like exactly where I am, where like being responsible about getting the checks is no fun, but it is satisfying. But like I don't get to spend any of that. It just slides through my hands basically.
What's the purpose of the stimulus? Like what? I mean,
it's to take people who are economically impacted by the coronavirus and unable to work for a variety of reasons, give them money. They will then use that money to subsequently stimulate the economy by spending it.
Yeah,
so,
but don't you think it's done now? Like you've missed your chance to help. Like people who got fucked by the COVID, they're already fucked. Like this is the end of it now.
Yeah,
that is true. It's not the end of their fucked.
You are?
When the first bit of extra welfare got stopped for like a few months, anyone who was really relying on those checks from week to week, you're not going to make it 2 months or 8 weeks without that extra money. You know what I mean? So I kind of agree with you, Mick, where like, it's nice. I'm going to take the money. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if anyone, and again, $1,400 isn't saving anyone from losing their house. You know what I mean?
Right. No. I don't know, man. I think it's all shit. Listen, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say you take it back on principle. But I think it's fucking like it's almost like if you watched Marvel's Endgame and at the end of it, Miss Marvel comes down and helps. It's like as if she came down like after
Captain Marvel,
Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
Miss
Marvel's a different person.
Right?
Captain Marvel. Did I say Captain Marvel first?
And then no, you said Miss Marvel.
Oh, well,
because you can't believe a woman will be a captain.
Captain of what? I never see her captaining anything.
That's adorable. It's like she showed up at the post-credit scene. All right, guys, I'm here to help. That's what the stimulus check is. It's like you're too fucking late. The damage has been done.
She kicks Thanos' corpse like, thanks, you're welcome, guys.
Like, we did it.
She's like sweeping up his ashes like, here we go.
Wow, and I'm the chauvinistic one. Wow,
I'm making fun of the fact that you couldn't believe a woman would be captain. There's a big difference.
No, you just said that. That's not fair. Like, that's how you...
I can't believe Dan Barry would allow a woman to hold a broom. I would not to be trusted. Too dangerous.
It's true.
So how was your guys' first week back from vacation? Mine stank. It was really bad waking up, walking out of my bedroom, and not seeing you guys.
I looked up flights to Florida the day I got back. That's what I did.
I went for a walk the other day, and I called up Dan. And I was like, "Hey man, if you ever want to go to Florida, let's do it. Let's
it was like a day or two later. Mick's like, look, man, we really gonna get this Florida trip booked. And I'm like, beginning of May is a good time of year.
Yeah,
I was like,
go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna say beginning of May is a great time of year to go. I'm just saying, guys, because
is it really
still not out? College is still not out, and it'll be a good time. Flights are relatively cheap.
I say we take that fucking stimulus check and head down to Florida. That's what we do.
Goddamn right.
Thanks, Joey Biden.
I just got to call my student loan people and be like, all those promises I made? I'm going to have to postpone those. Going to Florida, baby.
Do you have student loans through a private bank or through
federal?
So then you don't have to pay it anyway.
At all?
At all.
Maybe it is a private bank then, because I'm very much under the people telling me and people calling me and banks telling me and my credit report and everything being like, you need to just take care of this already.
Yeah, well, look, federal loans.
Back the knowledge.
Go ahead.
You come up at your door, just take back the knowledge that you gained from college.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll tell you everything that I learned. You keep it, and I'll keep the money, and we'll call it even.
That was one of my shitty starting jokes. Was if I don't pay my car loan, they repossess my car. If I don't pay my house loan, they repossess my house. Like if I don't pay my student loan, I can just give you back my diploma. I'm good. I'm not using it. It's fucking pointless. I have it on my wall right here, literally to my right, to remind me to pay that bill. Like, that's
I'm gonna
the only
say-
reason I have it.
I'm gonna say that's a good joke, only because when I just said it now, you're like, that was my first shitty joke. Yeah, but isn't student loans like one of the few types of loans where even if you claim bankruptcy, it's still there.
Yeah.
Even if you die, you're next if you can't get it.
Only one. It's the only one you can.
It can
Out of
only
everything else.
negatively affect your credit. It can only negatively affect it. If you pay it, it doesn't improve your credit. If you get one, it decreases your credit. And if you don't pay it and you go bankrupt, whatever, and they're like, hey, guess what? I don't care if you have a fresh start. You are fucking.
Well, then why are you telling me not to pay it? Dan, you're supposed to be my straight arrow. You're supposed to be my guiding, my North Star.
I said, if you have a federal loan, you don't have to pay it. I didn't say if you have a private loan, don't pay it. There's a big difference in those two
Let me
sentences.
tell you something. Even if it is a private loan, you don't have to pay it. Horrible things might happen to you in consequence, but the option is always there. That's
called
what
garnishing your wages, Rooney. And all you have to do is work off the books, and no one will ever know. That's what people do when they have child support. So, I mean, it's the same shit.
Don't say child support in front of me. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's the only one. If you like shit out of luck, bankruptcy happens. Like, it's the only one. Even the mafia will let you off with your loan if you go bankruptcy. Like,
Yeah,
Mafia will take a pinky, be like, it's even.
yeah, that's it. We got a pinky, and then imagine what are they going to do with that pinky? Don't worry, we'll
Put it
trade
on the
this
wall
in
with the
money.
rest of the pinkies.
Just like shaking it around, like, yeah, he didn't give us $3,000, but we got his pinky. I mean, I could use the $3,000. I don't know why we have a fucking pinky.
hope that
I like
jet ski was worth it.
One pinky equals $3,000. Like if you go to a mafia like poker game, everyone's just got a stack of pinkies in front of them.
Yeah.
And
All
various body parts.
pushing this giant mound of pinkies. And
I'll
then-
raise you Lou Bargatze's here, and I'm all in for every pinky I own.
Just
Like,
me. Just
the dealer's like,
pushing me.
ew, like counting up the stuff. Ew, ew, ew.
Make sure all the fingernails are on them. All right? I'm not taking no fingernail pinkies.
Oh, that's a ring finger. You know better. Put that out. Pull that out.
Hey, let me ask you a question. It's we're recording this now on Sunday. It's Mother's Day in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
It's not here, right?
No, May.
No.
May is Mother's Day.
Why is that different? Like, but Father's Day is the same.
I don't know that it is.
I think it is.
We should be asking you.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the fuck do I know?
I don't know. Who had it first?
I don't know. I mean, Ireland has it now.
Maybe Ireland found out about ours and got cheeky, and they were like, well, we'll just move it up a couple months. Like, what are they going to do?
I don't know. What they'll do is they want to get in before Easter. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, you got to space out these holidays, man. My mom's birthday is in September 17th. So I got like September, then my dad's in October. Thanksgiving, I'm not saying I'm getting people gifts, but I'm probably spending money. Then Christmas, gifts for everybody. Let me ask you this. Are you expected to get your mother's or other female family members like things for Valentine's Day?
No,
No.
that's a fucking American thing that started.
It's so dumb to me. I hate it. I can't stand it, and I catch grief sometimes when I don't give my mom. So if I don't give her something, oftentimes I will just to avoid it.
I'll
But-
do like I'll be like, oh, if you want to get dinner, Mom, we can get dinner. Like, I'll offer it, and if she says yes, I'll take her out. That's what I do for Valentine's Day. For any other female members of my family, the response when they go, oh, you didn't give me a Valentine's Day, I'd be like, ew, you want me to be romantic with you, and just walk away, and then they'll never ask you a question about that again.
I've tried it. I've been lewd and vulgar with my mother, telling her that I'm not trying to make passes at her. She won't buy it. She expects a gift on Valentine's Day.
Are you gonna put out?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you give her chocolates and a rose, you get a hand job.
Just come down with do the dick in the box gimmick. Got you something, Mom.
I don't do Valentine. I don't do it. Right? I was in
At all?
No, I don't.
Do they have it in Ireland?
Yeah, of course they do.
Did you not do it always, or did you not do it when you came over here?
When I came over here and kind of started to see things different, you know what I mean? You grow up. You know, I came over in my very early 20s, and then you grow up. You look at things different, and then you get kids, and then your priorities change, and you know what I mean. I was at CVS.
Your respect for women declines. A whole lot.
Right in the toilet. Right in the toilet. I was at CVS. Like on Valentine's Day.
The Valentine's Day headquarters.
And there was 6 lads in front of me, right? And they were all fucking miserable. right? Just getting cards and the chocolates and shit. And I wasn't getting anything. I went in to pick up something. I can't remember what it was for. The herpes or something. Yeah. I was in there getting something for whatever it was. I was getting something CVS, and but everybody, all the lads online were fucking miserable. You know what I mean? So, and then I think I posted something like that saying, like, women, stop it. Like, your holiday, it's for the women. Like, your holiday is bullshit. Like, we're miserable doing it for you, just so you can probably just show your other friends, like, oh, look what he got me. It's a shit fucking holiday. It's for the girls that apparently it's like, hey, you show me that you love me more today than you do any other day. Like, raise the fucking bar on this one day, as opposed to, like, what? Paying the fucking bills, turning all the lights on, right? All that shit that I do. Like,
everything I do for this family.
That's not good enough. Now I got to go out and fucking get online with these other chumps and buy you chocolates that you're not going to eat, and then complain like, oh, am I fat? Yeah, because you ate a whole fucking box of chocolates, flowers that are going to die in the corner of the room, right? Just, you're going to watch them wither and fucking die. And then for what? The next day to go back to normal? Fuck out of here.
Mick, you would have loved the 50s. Oh boy. Some people look at Valentine's Day as like, oh, I get to do this. Like, it's not like a chore.
All right, do you get to say that then? Do you get to go to a restaurant and pay fucking twice as much?
No, I don't go out I wouldn't go to dinner on Valentine's Day anyway.
Yeah.
I'm practical about it. It'd be like, February 12th or the 15th. Like,
that is something I've always done too, where it's like, I'm in. I like to be teed up. That's the thing. I like to be teed up to then do something nice for somebody.
Yeah.
So I do enjoy that aspect, although it does feel like a chore. However, I'm always like, we're not doing shit on the 14th. 14th is like in front of the couch, like in front of the TV on the couch. We'll go out another night. I'm not dealing with that shit.
You make dinner. That's it. You go, oh, no, I'm going to cook dinner for the Valentine's Day. We can go out to dinner another day.
Fucking order it.
No,
Chinese
you cook.
it up,
First of all, I like cooking. Cooking is great. It's exciting. You dicing onions. You're like, oh, look at me. I look like I know what I'm fucking doing. Like, that's fun to me.
You over the top dicing onions? Like,
oh, yeah. I am a fucking...
the onions, like, does it not count unless you really hear that knife on the chopper?
Yeah, it's you cut the onion in half. Tops and tails on some things, except onions. You keep the top on the onion. You bottom it. You cut it in half. You slide the inside, and then
90-degree angle the other way.
Yeah.
All of coming out.
I don't want to stop this riveting discussion on onion chopping mechanics. However, Dan Barry described onion chopping as exciting. Dan Barry, you're an amateur wrestler. You do like flips off the top rope.
Professional wrestler.
Okay, when you're not
getting paid for it, you son of a bitch.
Recreationally, I'm just chopping onions at home all day on my day off.
Dan, do you want to go out for a walk? I'm chopping onions, honey.
I only chop onions
out of
to
here.
Fry. That's it. I chop onions to get the tears started.
Mm-hmm. That's the only way Mick cries. It's like
somebody's dead. I gotta go outside real quick.
Always has an onion on his belt. Was the style at the time.
No, but I was at one Valentine's, and this will tell you how true this is. I was on the road. I was up in Connecticut. I don't know why that's on the road. And I had Laurie Palmentary was my opener, and we went to we're going to go to the movies together. Valentine's Day was on the Saturday. We're up in City Steam in Hartford, Connecticut, and we walked into CVS on Valentine's to get chocolates to sneak into the movie we were going to go see, and it was fucking packed. Right, men being dragged in there, women in there celebrating, and so I just yell like Laurie walks away, and I yell at the top of my voice because nobody knows me. It's not my town, and I just yell and I go, "Hey, hurry up and pick out a card so I can sign it." And then I said, "And don't think about getting chocolates. We're coming back here tomorrow, and this shit is half price." And every woman was like, and every guy was kind of like, "Yeah. Yeah, all right, this guy gets it." And then we went to the movies to see Kingsman came out the same weekend as 50 Shades of Grey. And we walked up to the movie theater, and one of us paid for whatever. I paid for the movie. Or no, she paid for the movie. I paid for something else, whatever it was. And I yelled, hey, we're going to see Kingsman. And we already decided on this. I was like, I think we're going to see that 50 shit that you want to see. And like, go ahead, pay the woman for the tickets. And everybody... It was just great. And it was like, I just kind of wanted guys behind me to go, yeah, this guy fucking gets it.
You know what? I'm gonna go watch Kingsman with this guy. I'll meet you afterwards.
Not believing a word I was saying, by the way. I totally like joking and being a character.
It's great. It's great when you know someone and you're in a, especially, I mean, you get it a lot with comics on the weekend when you're away, where like you're out in public and you can kind of act up without really acting up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like that, just small things. I had a friend, my friend's sister went to this really prestigious creative writing school. Sorry?
Did he die? He said, I had a friend.
No. My friend's sister, yeah, maybe the phrasing was weird. But anyway, a lot of hippies and kind of weirdo creative types went there. So we would go there to party sometimes on the weekend. And there was this guy we met, very smart guy. I can't remember his name. I think it was Ray. But his girlfriend in the college, she looked like she was 13. Like she looked so young, like weirdly young for her age. And they'd be at the supermarket. Now they were dating. They'd be at the supermarket and they'd always make these public displays of affection, but to throw another level of weird creep out people on top of it is they in public they would refer to each other as brother and sister.
That's good.
So it'd be like, brother, look what I found. Peas are on sale for 79 cents. And he'd be like, oh, you're the best, sister.
I hung out with people like that in Ireland where the man, the dad, would call each other mother and father.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah, it's like, mother, did you know where I was like, ew, fucking Little House in the Prairie shit.
I don't like
do the
that.
Walmart arm.
What?
Walmart arm. That's where I would be with the girlfriend, and I would fake a fight, and then grab her by the back of the tricep and go, "We're leaving. We're out of the fucking Walmart." So you grab the back of the arm and you walk out like as if like, nope, we're going. And she's like, stop being an idiot. I'm like, nope, that's it. You're not getting your clothes today. That was a fun one.
And then you get some white knight going to fucking come. My one is like, I like to, in a car, if you're ever riding with somebody, like the people behind you, if you're stuck at a light, just do all this aggressive body language, but saying nice stuff. Like, your hair looks really nice today. I swear to God it is. Is that a new perfume? Or whatever. And the people behind you are like, look at this fucking asshole. Look. And they want to pull up beside you to see how you've given the girl a black eye.
Mick, you're a monster.
I like it.
It's better to literally put your hands on a woman and dragging her out of Walmart. I mean, Walmart, try that at Target, you wouldn't get away with it. Walmart's would be like, all right.
It's the Walmart arm. That's why you call it the Walmart arm. Because if you did it at an upscale store, they'd be like, oh, this guy has to be stopped. But at Walmart, like, she did something.
Walmart, half the people are like, we should leave too. I just got reminded of something shitty you did 2 days ago. My mom would always say to us, this is something I used to always say to a girlfriend, to pretty much every girlfriend, every time we got somewhere, like we'd pull up in the car, no matter where we were going, I'd look to her and I'd go, don't embarrass me in here. Just because my mom would always say that to us as kids, you know, she had 3 boys, eventually 4 boys. So like anytime she showed up somewhere to a party or a restaurant, it was, don't embarrass me in here.
That was, so we had like my step grandparents like would do things like taking us in to see like the Rockefeller music, the Christmas special or whatever, the Christmas spectacular, and they were very like you couldn't wear jeans to the country club people, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
we
makes sense.
Yeah, we however were poor and we didn't know why. No sense. So my mom would
had jeans.
It was they were hand me down Lee jeans, not Levi's, Lee.
Lee jeans were popular at the time. LEE.
Yeah, they were never popular. They were worn. There's a big difference.
I had those,
but nobody went out of their way to be like, "Ooh, Lee's are on sale."
And I think it was one of those things too, where like Lee's was slyly like letting people think, "Oh, I think it's Levi's. Like I think it's an offshoot of Levi's." Like, sure it is.
Don't tuck in your shirt. We don't want to see it's a Lee.
What do you say?
Talk about jeans. There's no such thing as nice jeans. There's just jeans.
That's not true.
There's levels of dungaree, but I could totally see Dan being like at the country club in jeans, someone being like, you have to wear slacks. Dan's holding them up for the first time, seeing slacks, like, but these would tear right away when you fall on the street. I don't understand why anyone would wear these.
Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, this
You're
aren't
running from cops. I don't want to wear khakis, you fucking idiots.
If you cut these, do they fray? Well, I don't understand.
No, the holes in the jeans, the holes in the front of the jeans are meant there. It's for style. Like, oh no, they're not, sir.
You can't keep chocolate in these pockets.
Stupid. But we would go in and my mom would literally like, you are to walk in age order right behind me, and so help me God if you act up. Like that's how we were taught. And it wasn't the fact that like we had to be in age order because of like some science to it or whatever. It was listen to what I fucking tell you, because if you go out of line for 1 second, the wrath of God is coming down on you. And we believed it. To this day, I'm positive my mom could beat my ass. Like she's never had to, but I'm positive that if worst came to worst, she would just straight up knuckle up, and then I'd get across, and that'd be it. I'd be done.
You see the hands go up, the neck cracks, and you're like, oh no, I've made a huge mistake.
It's like the Long Island Irish guy thing where, I don't know if it's the Irish guy thing, but whatever, you start taking off the watch. Like the first thing you do is like you take off your watch. You're like, okay, we're going to fight now. that's how like, it's like the symbol, like, oh shit. Fucking here we go.
That's why you see a guy not wearing a watch. You're like,
yeah, this guy throws hands a lot.
This guy.
I don't like watches.
Because you're violent, Mick.
No, it's not because I'm ready to fight because I don't like watch. But if I want to back up a little bit, I like how Dan, like, I want to talk about that for a second. Yeah, look at that.
It's nice, but I can't wear a watch. You know, so my mother got me this is a great watch, but I can't pull off a watch.
Mine's so Go ahead, Mick.
I want to back up a bit for what Dan was talking about, going in chronological order of his kids. And you're describing it like you're the poor Von Trapp family.
If we could fucking sing, Mick.
You'd all be millionaires by now if you could all sing. Yeah. You'd be the Barry Five.
Dude, if I had a Joe Jackson in my life.
Not a lot of people say that.
Hey man,
I think a lot of people ask for is a Joe Jackson growing up. That's
what we were missing.
A Tickle Me Elmo and a Joe Jackson father figure to push me.
And what did that do? What did he do? He gave somebody a total out, an excuse, an acceptable excuse to fuck kids. That's what it did. Everyone can go.
I don't know if it's an acceptable excuse.
Yeah, I think you use
argument. No, I've heard that argument. It's like, oh, he fucks kids. Yeah, well, he didn't have a childhood, so he's allowed to sleep with them.
Well, I don't think
they use it as a way to justify it. I think they would often say, like, it would explain why he felt he was a child. Like, they don't say that, like, well, it's a good thing he was doing. Like, you know what I mean? There's no, like, backup of it. It's like, why does somebody molest children? Well, there's probably historically a reason that they got to this point. It doesn't make it okay, but we have to start addressing what would cause that. There's a big difference in those two arguments, Mick.
Yeah, but there's still, like, I'm talking about from my own personal experience talking to people. When you bring that up, like, when that came out first, nobody could believe it, right? Nobody was like, no one was accepting it. No one ever went like, all right, good, finally, throw him in jail. Like, nobody went immediately after him. Everyone's like, nah. And then, and then the excuses came out. And then, like, even to this day, right, it's like, based on now I might say based on documentaries, and I don't, this is not my belief, because I don't think a documentary, because all of the usually, especially with HBO, they're turning them out like crazy now. All they are is other people's opinion, right? Now, like even the Woody Allen one. Now, I'm not saying he did or didn't do all those things, but like everyone doesn't, like, it's not, you don't hear from Woody Allen in that. The Tiger Woods one, you don't hear from Tiger Woods,
right? But they also refuse to be interviewed.
They what?
They refuse to be interviewed.
They don't have to, though. They don't have to be. Why should
I? Right, but if you want to get both sides of a story out, you have to get both sides of the story. Documentaries are not designed to be news. They're designed to be editorial. That's what the point of them.
No, but my point is, like, that when that documentary came out about Woody Allen, now Woody Allen, nobody's watching. I boycotted it anyway. I thought he's very overrated. I really thought Woody Allen's a piece of shit. I didn't like any. I don't get the artsy shit. I don't get it. Sorry, not enough car chases in it.
Mick's not enough to really understand. Mick's like, why does this guy keep being snivelly? I don't understand what's wrong with this dude.
Why doesn't he hit the girl? I'm just kidding.
Hold on?
Only open to a forearm.
I want to say this though, because I do agree with Mick in a sense where it does boggle my mind a little bit that how often Michael Jackson comes up in the public discussion or even just out and about with people, and it turns towards sympathy or like, oh, but he was so great. Right. That being said, though, like, it needs to be said that sometimes the victims of the abuser then become the abuser. It doesn't let them off the hook, but it has to be kind of noted. You know what I mean? Especially like Dan was saying, it historically happens again and again. However, again, when Michael Jackson comes on the radio, I change that shit. I always change that shit.
Good for
Except
you.
for Thriller. I like Thriller. But other than that, I'm changing it.
That's
Because
the number one song I was born. You change it though because you're racist, and that's what I think that we have to. I'm just kidding.
yeah, but if I can mask it in a way that makes me seem like a hero, no, I'm just kidding.
No, but it's right though. But we still like there's more allegations out about him than there are about Woody Allen, right? And Woody Allen shit's now been taken down off everything. All these movies have been taken down just on people like no court date, no day in court, nothing. Like it's just on a documentary, someone else's opinion. Like you guys could make your own documentary of what happened in Myrtle Beach, right? I was like, yeah, and then
Wait a minute, what happened in Myrtle Beach? You said that like
no, nothing. Like here's the thing,
Nothing anyone knows about
documentary and never mention a thing. Just like, yeah, we all knew Mick was like that, and you'd have dramatic music in the background, and people are like, this Mick is a monster. How do you know? Listen to the music. He's a fucking. It's crazy. And then all of a sudden, it's like you guys can make your own documentary, and all of a sudden now I'm fucking scum, and you don't even mention what you know what I mean? It's like, and then without me going and what, okay, then I go, Mick, what did you do? I ate all the M&Ms. Like,
yeah, but Mick, everyone in somebody's life has a villain, right? Like in my life, there are villains in my story, right?
sure.
So when I tell that story, they're the villain. From their perspective, I could be insignificant or I could be a villain to them. And it depends on whoever you speak to. There are people in Woody Allen's camp who go like, no, this never happened and whatever. But the documentary team, it's not their responsibility to kind of go get that side. It's not the point of the fucking movie. Like
Right.
they're saying like, we think Woody Allen's a piece of shit and here's the evidence we have to support it. And then Woody Allen goes, no. And he just sends out whatever the fuck he sends out. And that's what the fight is. With Michael Jackson, it was the same thing though. It was for everyone that said he did, you had like a Macaulay Culkin or Corey Feldman being like, he was an absolute gentleman to me. Like there's always those two sides. So it's a matter of who do you want to believe, right? Like that's where it ends up becoming, in the court of public opinion, it's like, which one seems more right?
Right.
it's
but
also
go ahead.
like in a courtroom, real quick. It's also like the thing where in a courtroom, I forget what movie it's from, but someone asked a question and they're like, well, that's like you're not allowed to really ask that. You don't have to answer that. And it's like, doesn't matter. It's already in their heads now.
That's
So like
the
you make
point,
that kind of accusation in the court of public opinion. Fucking, we're never going to bring up Michael Jackson again without bringing up the fact that he might have been a pedophile, probably was. I don't know.
Yeah, but my thing is, and I saw the two of the Woody Allen. I think there's another one out. I based on what the kids interview kind of, and that looked pretty convincing for a small child. I'm not saying, but I don't. People think like now he defends Woody Allen. Not at all. I don't like him. I never liked him. I thought he was overrated as an actor, and now the fact that
You're for due process.
Yeah. I'm 100% for that. Like, and let him throw the fucking book at him. Fucking bury him under the prison if that's the case. He's a piece of shit.
I look at like when you read like court documents, and the court documents were like, hey, like there was a ruling by Yale that said that, or there was a study at Yale's like Child Psychology Institute. It was like, we find her to be not credible. And then the judge goes, yeah, I read the exact same interviews and I completely disagree. And it's like, well, that makes it interesting. Like, you know what I mean? Like there is like a point. Now, on the same token, there's never been like 100% proof or evidence, but also like, how would there be? You know what I mean? Like that's where when you hear about like the Me Too's and the speaking out movements and so on, like it's really hard for there to be like evidence, as it is always like me against them. That's always how it is. So at some point you kind of have to go like, yeah, like it is one side against Woody Allen, but like, why would his daughter fucking say that? Like it's kind of a weird, why would his daughter say like, oh, he did dirty things to me that I don't appreciate? And why has she at this age maintain that? Like,
yeah,
it's not like it's, and then Frank Sinatra's
I mean, I could answer those questions theoretically without.
Of course you can.
Because I'm not saying that like I agree with that, but like there's plenty of people are crazy, and that kind of answers all the questions. Is that like we'll never know? And I mean, I think a lot of the times where there's smoke, there's fire, but sometimes there's a smoke machine. Okay.
Sometimes there's Rooney hiding behind a bush, smelling like weed.
Yeah. Yeah. That was your golf cart. That was my favorite part about your golf cart. It's like we pull up your golf cart. It was like it was just a steak.
You guys make it sound like I'm Redman and Method Man.
No, you don't have that kind of money. But it was
not even close. That is my thing, though. I said this to somebody the other day where I got in their car. We were going to an open mic. I got in their car, and they just go, "You smell like weed." And I go, I can't wait for the day where
like this.
You crashed shortly thereafter.
That's how he appeared to be driving because I was high at the time. So he's just.
It's like the Uber driver of the future, like where they just have. I mean, now the cars are going to drive themselves, but like they just put a robot in and just like
they're miming it. Yeah.
You ever see Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield?
No.
Oh my God! There's a scene where he's driving and they're doing like it's obviously a projection where like the car's in front of a screen and Rodney's hands are shaking so violently as he's driving. And it's like, how do you drive, Rodney? And he's like, oh, I tell you, just like his hands back.
Yeah, but every even modern movies do that. Like driving is this.
It's I'm telling you though, like
pothole. That's driving.
I gotta find a clip of this and like send it to you guys. It's so fucking funny, like how bad this is.
I want to see that. I can't wait for the day though. This is what I said. I said I can't wait for the day, and it will happen in my lifetime. I hope where I get into somebody's car because people tell me that a lot, and they just say it. They're not like, dude, are you high right now? They just go as a statement. They just go, you smell like weed, and it's like, yeah, man, because I smoke it. So I can't wait for the day where I get in their car, I still smell like weed, but they just don't say anything.
I've never noticed that off you though. You've always smelled like pleasant. Yeah, I'm being serious.
I smell pleasant?
No, you always get in the car. I mean, you don't like.
You said it. You said I smell pleasant.
You just don't smell. You get in the car and you're normal. Like I just, deodorant guy, and that's it.
Yeah.
I've never had it. That's never want to be my complaints on the road with Rooney.
What was everyone's complaints on the road with everybody? Everyone gets one.
Oh, that's crazy good.
That'll be very interesting. I'm still trying to find the Ladybugs clip of him driving. Go ahead.
Who wants to go first then?
Rooney can go first.
No. Do I just go, here's my complaint about Dan and here's my complaint about Rooney? Or do I go, I've only got one about Rooney? I think that's not the case, by the way. But I think we shouldn't like just single one person out.
No, everyone should have to say one for each other person. You know what I mean?
This is gonna get dark, and this is gonna be the last show we do.
Maybe we should save it for after the next trip.
No, we should do it now, and then that way before the next trip we've addressed this. Because
I'll go first. Just because nobody else will, and it's a good way to. Because someone might go, I didn't like the way you left the light on. And all of a sudden I come in with something like horrible. It's like, whoa, we were just.
I hate that you're a real piece of shit.
Mine against Rooney is.
You're right. This is dark. I'm already like.
Yeah, you tense up. You get like so uncomfortable.
No, mine about Rooney's that I felt you could have spoke your mind more.
Don't give me a fake criticism.
What do you mean?
Go ahead. What were you gonna say? I could have spoke my mind more?
I'll give Dan's first, and then I can piggyback off Rooney's.
I like that. All right.
I think me and Dan, we had a debate, and I think Dan got more heated. And now, having said that, let me say my piece, Dan.
I'm not saying anything. I just went.
No, but I saw you go. But having said that, I am going to blame Dan's. Dan was under the influence of alcohol and chocolate. So I think it was unnecessary. Dan got a little not offended, but he raised his voice more, and then whereas I kind of sat back and just had a normal discussion. You kind of like your tone got and you slurred a lot, which was hysterical. But like,
yeah, I was drunk.
You did something with your hair too, where it was all spiky, like you looked like the fucking devil. It was hysterical. And I thought you got a little unnecessarily heated. And my complaint for Rooney was, I think Rooney.
Hold on. Before he says what mine is, I'm so happy I said this already. Just hearing Mick say that about Dan Barry and watching Dan Barry start to contemplate his rebuttal. So
no, go ahead. I'm not even gonna rebut because to me it's like, what's the point? Like it's it is what it is. Like go Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so on Rooney's one, and we can do a group discussion on explaining that before we move on to the next person. I think with Rooney's is that he could have picked a side more, is instead of playing Switzerland. I think he definitely did a great job of trying to go. No, Mick, I understand what you're saying, and then I understand what you're saying, Dan. But I think if had he taken a side more on his, like if he'd spoke up, I think either myself or Dan would have just went, all right, fuck it, fair enough.
You think I could have been the deciding factor?
Not a decider, but I think you could have diffused some stuff. Because if you said, there's one thing about me, like if you say something like, yeah, fair point, which I did a bunch of times, I go, yeah, that's fair point. But I think if Rooney had said, Mick, to Dan's point, and I would have went, oh yeah, that's fair enough, whatever. And then, but I think if you'd done the other way too, I think Dan would have been mature enough to go, yeah, that's true.
So we should give this a little bit of context before we go further, I think, because I actually, and being fully honest, I kind of forgot about this argument on the last night of our vacation.
An argument. I really don't.
No. We were just like a bit of a heated discussion.
Spirited debate is how I'm going to describe it.
Spirited debate. I like that. Yeah. No one went to bed thinking like, oh, there's going to be an awkward car ride tomorrow. No. You know what I mean? There was none of that.
I was exhausted the next day because I wanted to go to bed and I forgot that we had to wake up at like 5 a.m. But like,
we definitely stayed up like an extra hour just talking. Yeah. About this.
But I don't think, before you say what you're going to say, Rooney, I don't think we should tell people exactly what the conversation, because in context,
I couldn't.
Not hearing the argument, it's going to go, one person was racist. That's an example.
No, it was,
hey, guess who was who, guys?
No. That's not what happened, by the way. I'm just saying you can't say that. Like,
yeah, it was too broad of a topic of debate to really boil it down. Like, there was a lot of points on both sides being at play. And that's why it was fun, though, because it'd be easy if we were talking about one very specific thing. But when you're talking about how the fucking world works, kind of, then it's like, all right, there's a big...
Yeah.
All right, I'll go next, though, just to deal a little buffer, because I think it's great that both of Mick's criticisms have to do with the one heated, spirited debate we had the last night. Here's my thing for each of you, is Mick Thomas... Actually, one of them kind of falls under both of you, is that Mick Thomas ran fucking 10 miles on one of the days of the vacation. Don't come on vacation. It's my vacation too, Mick. All right? Don't come on vacation. Make me feel like shit. I'm like, I just want to eat that shitty food and walk down to the beach and smoke a joint. Mick's like, can we run down there? Can we do some sort of interval training? Can we do that? No, I'm just
sprints on the sand.
I'm mostly kidding, but there was the thing of like, when I go, most of the times when I do like a boys' weekend like that, everyone's of the frat boy mindset like me, where it's like, we're just going to drink and get kind of fucked up and we'll still like make our appointments or whatever. But like, I'm not holding myself to any of my personal standards that I normally do. And God damn it, Mick Thomas did. So did Dan Barry. But here's my real complaint about Dan Barry, is that Dan has such... I can't believe you don't want kids, because you've got dad vibes so hard, dude. Oh, yeah. Dan, I remember, I think it was the second night we were there, we took a nap after golf, and I think the plan was like, we're up and out the door by 7. And I got like the knock at 6. Like, hey, we're going to leave early, blah, 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 we got to do something. And I was just like, from bed, I'm like, You said 7. And I just hear Dan on the other side of the door go, and now it's 6. I was like, Dad!
I don't think your dad has dad vibes. You're just a fucking child still.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. I have child vibes, and Dan has dad vibes. We'd also be golfing, and Dan, I don't know, there's just a lot of times where Dan would be like, I would look at him and be like, I feel like that's something my dad would tell me.
No, but you know what? I do in some ways, and this is real weird to say out loud, but like in some ways, I feel like I'm like I can help Rooney here, and that's why like kind of like guiding that. And I definitely, I know I am. I'm not gonna.
It's never to be a dick, but it's always like I think I could nudge him in the right direction here.
Like, let me help you, but not like I want to make it clear, like not like super life advice, because like I'm not gonna be like, Rooney, no, nothing like drugs that. Are bad. I don't give a fuck.
You weren't telling me to go back to school all weekend. Yeah. You were like, hey, you should try to keep your head down when you swing.
Yeah, I was just
but
like,
that's a bad example because everyone was telling me that.
Right. It was just more of like, hey man, like I noticed you're bending your elbow on your backswing. You probably shouldn't, because that's something that I know I did and I was told not to. Like that's kind of like how I looked at it.
And I don't even like the golf tip examples, because there were ones where we weren't golfing at all.
No,
I feel like you
real
feel
life
like
ones too.
What?
They're like real life ones too. I get it.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be sitting up, getting ready to eat, and you'd be like, put the napkin on your lap. You'd be like, what?
Dan is my go-to though. If I go to Dan, like if you know what I mean. If I have not a problem, but like he'll give it to you straight, like 100%.
Yeah.
Dan will tell you what you need to hear as opposed to what you want to hear. Like I don't go to Dan if I want to hear something I want to hear.
I'm very unfiltered. I don't filter myself because at the end of the day, I feel like it'll, if you say something to somebody and you do it like polite, like it's not about not being impolite because I don't want to make it seem I'm like, you fucking retard. You know what I mean? Like I'm very like nice, even keeled about it, but I'm very like, look, if I don't say this, then in like a month you might mess up again or you might do it again, and I'll be like, look, man, you're being an idiot. Like I don't like that idea of like, you know, like I'd rather say it now, and then if you come to me with that same problem a month from now, I'm like, fucking told you like a month ago.
Dan is the guy that if I go like, I'm getting a motorbike and I'm not going to wear a helmet, I wonder who will I ask for advice. And if I got friends go, yeah, man, fucking do it. If
you're gonna crash, you want to die. You don't want to get fucking mangled.
Yeah. If I go to Dan, he go, yeah, go ahead, you fucking idiot. No, don't do that. But
Dan will be like, I think you need to talk to Road Rash Rooney. He might want to tell you a few things.
Road Rash Rooney is a whole story for you.
I want to rebuttal before you go ahead down with your problem, if that's all right.
How about we don't give Dan a chance?
That's the problem I have. You guys don't let me speak.
No, with Rooney, but I said Mick running for, he just goes off, he runs 10 miles. Mick Thomas has demons, Rooney, and he has to run away from him.
That's what he kept saying.
If Mick Thomas sits still long enough, the feelings jar starts to open, so he has to run. Like I'm running from something. I have a quote, and I hope it's mine. And I Googled it, and I could never find it. And it's like, you can't outrun depression, but you can make it fucking hard to catch up with you. Like, you know what I mean? And that's, I feel I came up with that myself, and that's how I live my life, dude. I suffer from crippling depression, and when I run, it's like, not today, dark clouds.
Well, I will say this. Mick likes to go, I was gonna go for my run. I'll probably run like 10 miles, 15 miles. Like, you know, he just like, he has to like kind of like put the billboard out before he does a single one of those things.
That's a dick move when I do that. That's
you
why
do, you do that.
That's a little, that's a little braggadocious.
I don't think it's a dick move. I think that's kind of fair. It's like not censoring yourself to make others not feel uncomfortable, but it is a dick move if you're like, I'll probably run 10, 15 miles, and then you just walk down to the beach and like have an ice cream for a half hour.
He like sprays himself with water, comes back, good workout, boys. He'll like,
what you guys do? Sleep all day, smoke pot, Rooney? All right, I'm gonna take a shower.
But like for me, like not to be like whatever, like I did yoga in the morning, but like I just kind of did it in my room, and then I'd be like, I did it, like whatever. Like I didn't talk about like, I was doing like squats. Like it was like whatever. I just did yoga this morning. Mick was like, I'm gonna go for a run. Probably gonna hit about 10 miles. Like that was like, he had to let you know like exactly. He goes, I gotta put a pin in here because I'm gonna get lost for how far away I'm running, mate. Like that's how he was.
No. The pin had nothing to do with the distance because we were fucking staying in a labyrinth.
Yeah, we were.
Like I found the beach by accident. I wasn't gonna go, I'm gonna go run on the beach for 10 miles. I fucking tripped up and then goes, oh shit, there's a beach here.
Yeah. I thought the beach was in the total opposite direction. When we went down there that night, we took a walk down there one night around like midnight. I would have went the total other direction. I probably would have been walking for 20 minutes before I said, maybe I'm headed the wrong way.
Yeah.
Happy you guys came with me.
Ooh, is that a mountain? You just get really uncomfortable.
So wait, Dan, tell us yours.
No, because I don't want to rebut anything anybody says because it's very like me and making a spirited debate, and I think that me being under the influence definitely helped like drive up that thing. But I also think that Mick likes to go like, but, and then like he'll poke you, and then you have to, it's like, well, why are you talking about that now? It's like, no, you introduced that point. Now I have to defend it, and like I'm not coherent enough to like really like segment the
That's
argument.
The worst is when you're enjoying, you're having drinks, whatever, maybe you're high, and then you do find yourself in like a debate that you kind of feel strongly about. You're like, fuck, I don't have the faculties right now to normally operate at 100%.
I would have a notepad in front of me and I'd write down your point and then I would debate the point and I'd move on. Like that's how like sober Dan Barry would function like this. Like, that's how I like not sober Dan Barry. It was like, no, wait, fuck you. Because like
pulling from all over.
The part I knew I had, like I knew that I was like poking the bear, and this conversation was like this conversation was not with Dan Barry, right? Because like when you talk to Dan, have a discussion, Dan's like no, like, and the hands might go, but this time it was like all head going in every direction.
Like, and but the worst part was the worst part for me was, and this is the truth, is that I did not want to have that conversation that night. I wanted to relax. I wanted to enjoy myself. I wanted to go to bed early because we were waking up. It's like 5 a.m. I was like,
I kept thinking to myself, this is such a waste of narcotics and alcohol. I'm like, what a waste.
I was sitting there, and then that's why I think at one point, I think I said something along the lines of like, I did not want to have an argument tonight. I'd much rather like, and I was like, I'm going to go to bed. I'm just going to go. And it wasn't like, I was frustrated because it was like I had points I wanted to make, but you almost like are aware, like I'm not getting there. But I wasn't like overtly mad. Like I was more annoyed than mad. That's how I would describe it. But me and Mick did have a spirit debate. But on the topic of things that bothered me, I'll start with Mick.
I thought it was talking the bear. I thought that was it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Danny's slyly getting in more than one, right?
No,
you notice that?
because the poke of the bear was like, I'm not blaming Mick for that, because I think at some point Mick was like, this is a stupid fight now, so I'm just gonna go, what about this? And then, like, I had to fight it because I was drunk, and I was like, fuck you. Whatever. Like, Poland is a good country. Like, I just had nothing. I was just screaming things. So with Mick, it's the element of like, I'm gonna say selfish, but it's self-motivated more so, where it's like, the first night when I woke Dennis up at 6, I didn't wake him up at 6 because I wanted to leave. I woke him at 6 because Mick wanted to leave, and Mick wanted to eat. And Mick's like, no, mate, I gotta eat now. And me and Rooney were like, we can't just eat at the club, or like we can't like go out somewhere afterwards, like a bar or whatever. Like we were thinking like that. But Mick's like, no, we eat now. So we went to a shitty Irish restaurant. I had shitty fish and chips. And
you liked it, you said.
There was no French fries. It was just regular potato chips, which I brought a point of at that point, and then I didn't eat any of them. I had like 5. So I had fish and chips, and I was like, all right, well, we'll do it. Mick wants to do this. So then we do that, and we went out to eat. So that's like more of my point, where it'd be like, Mick's like, yeah, but mate, I want to do this. And it's like, all right, well, I guess we're fucking doing this, because if we don't, Mick's like, can we just go? Like, that'll be how it goes.
Well, that in my defense, that was.
Well, I didn't get to defend when you guys started attacking me. I got to.
Yeah, but you're allowed to.
I'm just kidding.
I did that once. If you notice, every other day, Rooney backed me up. I goes, guys, I don't care where you eat. You eat where you want to eat. I was so easy going with that stuff.
Everyone was easy about where, but I think all of us had different ideas about when to eat. Because I was also like, well, Dan Barry has to eat before 8, right?
Yeah.
Which even on vacation, and I appreciate that. Mick Thomas was talking all weekend about how good it is to get your calories in a concentrated time lapse during the day.
Weekend.
And then all weekend, right? Yeah, I think you mentioned it like twice. And me, as I said earlier, I'm thinking like, I'm away for the weekend. I'll be ordering pizza at 11:30 to the room. I don't give a shit. I'll eat whatever the fuck at whatever time. But it was for the best, though. At the end of the day, I think me getting up an hour early and eating before 8 o'clock didn't like ruin my night. It was probably better than
that hour, though. Ruined your hour. That one.
Ruined my hour for sure. But I know myself too, and I was like, you could tell when I came in that bedroom, I was like, oh, Dennis is annoyed, but I'm like, I'll be over this in 20 minutes. Who cares?
Yeah, I could see it on your face. You're like, this motherfucker. And you took the shower. And I think in the shower, you're like, you know what? Like, whatever. I'm just gonna eat food. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not the guy who's gonna be acting like a fucking dick the rest of the weekend because I had to wake up a little early.
Yeah, 100%. But up until that shower, it was like these fucking cocksuckers. Like,
oh yeah.
It was all over your face. But I was like, he'll hate me now. But once we're eating, he'll be okay because there'll be beer there. And then
true dad vibes. Like, it's what's best for you, son.
Yeah, look, we gotta get. And it was like, for me, it was like, I'm. Part of me went to Mick and was like, do we fucking have to eat now? We just ate at like 2 or whatever it was. And I was like staring at him like, you know what? He wants to eat. He's going to go on stage tonight. He's probably stressed out. Like, whatever. Like, let's just get food. Calm him down before we go out there. And then I'm like, me and Rooney could sit at the bar and we could fucking have a couple of drinks and bullshit the entire night. Like, that's how I played it in my head. But then when I knocked on your door, the sound of, what? Came out of your room. I was like, oh, boy.
Because I knew I was like, I know there's no way I've been asleep. Like, I'd only finally gotten down for like 30 minutes, I'd say. And I was like, there's no way. But hold on, what's my criticism? I need to know.
Your criticism is the smell of weed and the smell of cigarettes. Because it's not, weed isn't so bad for me. It is what it is. Like, you kind of go like, it's weed, like whatever.
That's more in the car, right?
Right. In the car, when you smell like cigarettes and weed, I'm like, fuck, now my car smells like cigarettes and weed.
Well, you should have kept them in the back.
But here's the thing. I'm of the mindset. I'm like, whatever. I could just I have an air freshener in the car. Like, I'll be fine in like an hour. But that the initial like where's Rooney? It's like you smoking inside of a gas station. I'm like, he's fucking smoking again. Like that's what bothered me because
Well, I was never holding us up though.
No,
I'd
you never
always
held
be
this
like,
up, but the fact that you were smoking cigarettes, I was like, he's gonna come in. His fucking clothes are gonna stink like cigarettes. It's gonna be all in my car, and I'm like, I didn't yell at you or anything, but I was more like, it's fucking annoying, and then that would be it because it annoyed me. In the same way that Mick's thing I didn't hate Mick because I was like, this motherfucker's making me do things I don't want to do right now. It was more like at that moment, it's like, ugh, all right, like begrudgingly. Like if we did this every weekend, at points I'm like, no, fuck you, stop smoking. Like that's how I would do it.
well,
But,
I also want to point out that like on the 9 or 10 hour car ride, I think I don't know how many times we stopped or whatever, but like maybe like two half cigarettes at 2 different stops, like not even smoking the full thing. So it's not like I'm like, Dan, can we pull over so I can smoke?
You never did that, and I don't want to say that. And
I would never ask anyone to do that.
You guys are both afraid to be like, I have to piss. Like that was another one. That
I would say no. If I knew, eventually I spoke and was like, I don't think I can make the back seat on the way home.
Yeah, but that's like, but what's fun? The other thing about that is like Mick was like, I'm gonna sit in the front until Rooney tells me he wants to sit in the front. Like he wasn't like, Rooney, take the front. Like he just assumed the front.
There's nothing wrong with that at all.
No,
he needs to learn to speak up for himself.
No, I agree. It's just really
I'm not
funny.
apologizing for that, Dan.
No, I didn't ask you. I don't give a shit. I was driving. I had a whole seat. like Mick would just like walk to the front of the car. Like he never went like, Rooney, you want to sit in the front of this truck? Nothing. It was always
I
just like
briskly walked to the car just in case Rooney took it on me.
Yeah. Like it was the adult equivalent of calling shotgun. that's the way to describe it.
I should have done to you, Dan. This is one of my. I might have mentioned this in the car. Even one of my favorite things to do. Now, mind you, I'm going through a phase of smoking cigarettes too. So like, there will be a year or months where I don't even smoke anyway, and then your only complaint is going to be like, Rooney smells like weed, which goes back to my other point. Maybe someday people won't say that.
Yeah,
but
they won't.
But oh fuck, I lost my point now. Inside that small thing. Hold on. Wait. Oh yeah, okay. So this is like a phase of me. So I lost it again. I got nothing. This goes back to the weed. What were we just talking about before this?
I in Rooney's defense, from what Dan was saying, it was weird. Like I'm very set. Like I hate cigarette smoke. I fucking hate it. I it's unbelievably disgusting. But I never got that smell off Rooney. And normally I'm like a fucking hound with that.
I smell it immediately. It's just I can't avoid it.
Mick, you never smoked cigarettes, right? What did you say?
I was asking Dan if he smelled it when you were up front or in the back.
I smelled it both.
Oh, I didn't get it at all.
He's
I think
behind
also
me when I'm driving, and he's right next to me when I'm driving. So I smelled it either way. It was kind of there. You have in the shotgun seat is an air freshener blowing at you, so you probably smell that more than anything else.
Yeah. That's probably why. God damn it, Rooney.
I was on vacation. I wanted to smoke a cigarette or two.
No, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna be like fucking Rooney smoking. I don't care. Like, I get that he smokes cigarettes. I'm not gonna judge him for it. But then when you smell it and you're like, for the argument from here is like the drive home. It's 12 hours long, and it's like I've had a weekend of kind of just randomly smelling cigarettes, and then now it's like, here we go. And then that's the only thing that annoyed me. But again, I'm not mad at Rooney. Like, it's more of just like, it was more of a nuisance. And the same
I understand though. You know what that's like for me is I have a weird thing, man. When I'm driving, not even when I'm driving my car, when I'm around someone who's chewing gum and I can smell the gum, that annoys me and weirds me out. And if someone's in my car or if I'm in their car, like we're in an enclosed space and they're chewing gum, I start to be like, this is fucking gross, man. I'm just
gum is fucking disgusting. I don't chew it. When people talk it, I'm like, go walk in front of the traffic. You're a scumbag.
Yeah, agreed. Well, if you chew gum, just close your fucking mouth.
It's not that hard.
The big one.
Probably helps, yeah.
So I think for our next trip is definitely apart from fly. I mean, I like the drive. I really had a lot of fun driving, but I think we fucked each other with the sleep. I think with the sleep and maybe a little bit longer time.
It was a long vacation weekend, but it was kind of like we were always, all right, we got to kind of do this thing. That's why it was funny to me that like when we finally did the last night at the end of the night, it's like, oh, we're all just going to sit down and chill. We're not doing the podcast. We're not getting ready for tomorrow. We're not blah, blah, blah. We're just going to sit around and have an hour to chill. And then the heated debate began. And I was like, that's so funny that our first real downtime, like it, yeah.
No, I agree. Because again, like, Look, I'm all about a spirited debate. Like I like debating. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. I kind of like to look at arguments and whatever. It is what it is. But I think at that point it was like we did the podcast, and even the podcast I wanted to kind of do it earlier because to me it was like I don't really want to be if we had got left. So the tea time was an hour later than we thought. Had I known that, I would have done the podcast early and then had the rest of the night to do whatever the fuck we wanted. But at some point I felt like, oh, we got to do this fucking podcast. And like, it got like in the way of me being like, oh, I want to be inebriated and fucking around. I don't want to be doing anything serious right now.
You hear that, listeners? The sacrifices we make for your entertainment.
Yeah,
Well,
guys.
I'm the one who's to put all this shit together. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one who's like setting up the mics and doing all. That's why I'm like, I would so much rather be drunk right now. That's all I kept thinking.
The next one, Dan. Yeah, that was actually, can I change my grievance about Dan Barry? Dan Barry didn't get drunk enough with me.
That's true.
Dan Barry had said he was like, nah, I'm going to get a little loose. I'll have a few drinks with you at nighttime. And then I was like, But this is what I just remembered what I was going to say before is that I love to do this kind of like a prank on people when I get in their car. And I should have done it to you. I would have loved to see the look on your face. Is I like to get in someone's car, be in there for a little while, talk, well, yeah, everything's good. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a cigarette out, put it in my mouth, light the lighter, and then I'll just and then turn and look at him and be like, I can smoke in here, right? You're like, kick me out the side of the car.
No, here's what I've done. I've done in the past. I've just crushed the cigarette. Like they'll be like, but you maintain the conversation. You're like, yeah, no, I was gonna go. You just reach over and you just take it, and you throw it out the window, and you just keep talking. And it's
that means you have friends who would actually just light a cigarette in somebody's car without. Oh no, I would never. I would. That's all. That's pure.
I would push your head into the window. I just smash.
I had
leave it off, Smokey.
I knew somebody used to cut it with scissors. If you smoked in his car, you just cut the
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
You hit a pothole, you've stabbed your friend in the jugular.
Why does he have a scissors in his car?
Wrestlers, you cut tape with it too.
Yeah,
but
you put tape on hand. He just has it ready to go.
If you're driving to wrestling shows, yes.
All right.
It's weird. Look, I'm not saying it's normal. I'm just saying like there's a rationale why it exists in the wrestler's car.
Listen, I got a lot of weapons in my car, stuff I shouldn't have. So trust me, I get scissors.
We know, Mick. I'm currently looking.
We'll all have to work on our. We'll all have to work on ourselves for this next trip, I guess.
Yeah, that's the main point I want to bring up here, guys. Is that we have to figure this out. Oh man,
I was a gentleman through it all.
No, it was a good trip. Yeah, no, everyone's good at getting on with each other.
I will say this: I don't mind long car trips, and I didn't mind driving you guys both ways. That didn't bother me, the length of the car trip. But I'm much more of I'd rather fly, so I have that much more time to do what I want to do, as opposed to being like, well, if I want to be home for dinner on Sunday, I have to leave at 6 a.m. Like, I never want to do that portion again. I'm much happier being like the original plan for this is that Mick had to drive a truck to South Carolina. So I was like, we could just drive the truck to South Carolina and then fly back. Like, that was the kind of original kind of concept of what was going on. It then became like, no, fuck it. Like, let's just fly and do whatever we're going to do and so on. But I would argue next time it's much more like, hey, like I'd rather like Orlando, there's a lot of direct flights too. So for me, it'd be like, all right, well, let's fly the last flight or the whatever flight everyone can get on comfortably to Orlando. And then on Sunday, I'm willing to stay in Orlando all day, or I'm willing to leave at noon or lunchtime, whatever you guys want to do. Like, that's how I would look at it. So I have way more time down there. It's a little more expensive, but I have way more time in the actual area I want to be in, as opposed to we can golf twice and then we go home the next day. Like, you know what I mean?
You'd have to go to. You're leaving out Disney, Dan. I don't like this trip.
What's that?
You're leaving out Disney. I don't like this trip.
No, Disney's in there. I assume we're golfing on the Sunday. That's my opinion.
Never going to golf on the Lord's Day?
Yes. As an atheist who eats meat on Fridays, yes. That's what I'm going to call.
Does Florida have a mosquito season, or is it just mosquito-y there most of the time?
It's not really as bad as you think it would be, honestly.
I mean, I've been to Florida. It was pretty bad when I've been.
But like, you went like June, July, August, right? Like, it's standing water. It's wherever you're around standing water, it's when you're going to get mosquitoes.
Is there a rain season?
Yeah. June, July, August, and September, October.
Summertime.
Yeah, the spring it doesn't. The fall it rains once a day, basically. End of summer, beginning of fall.
Are you a fucking weatherman for Florida? Jesus.
Yeah, sorry, I have like experience.
Now do Tennessee. You fucking.
Sure. Tennessee, you can experience all the seasons in one day because it gets really cold overnight. And then as you get in, because you're in the mountain, you're surrounded by just land. You're not really surrounded by water. So you have a totally different climate than you would in somewhere that's regulated by water. That's why grapes grow really well in North Fork of Long Island is because of crosswinds and the way the water works.
Oh, you come to me if you want to get rid of a dead body then. I'll go to you for grapes.
Perfect.
I got nothing. I have no valuable skills or assets.
Hey, cut me a roast beef sandwich.
I can do that.
Hey.
I can handle that much. Let's wrap this up. I got to take a poop.
No, I'm looking at hotel room.
You're looking up hotels right now. Dan's fantasizing about the next trip.
Yeah, because I'll just book it.
We should take turns picking the place. That would be interesting. The place
No,
and the
you
trip.
should never get a turn, Rooney.
Because here's the thing, no, because Dan Barry will be like, all right, Disney, blah, blah, blah. And then, Mick, South Carolina, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, mine, I won't even tell you, boys. I'll
just tell us. We've
Fucking
told
Woody
you
Harrelson's
everything.
ranch or something.
No, you guys already told me. I think I can get you guys way out of your comfort zone if given an appropriate amount of time and space.
You just want us to get fucking fucked up in ayahuasca and just.
I'm just going to get you guys fucked up on hallucinogens and take compromising photos of you and be like, give me all your bookers' emails.
Yeah, I am featuring in every show.
You can't embarrass me, Rooney. You can't embarrass me. Blackmail doesn't work on me.
Mick's like, you could send those out if you want, but could you send me the originals for my own collection?
I want to prove something.
I'm looking at Dan. I'm like, Dan, you have a new tag team partner, baby. I'm in it. I never leave the ropes.
And I'm the evil manager. We agreed on that.
There you go. The heel manager.
Oh, all right. Well, guys, start saving your dollars because now we got a Florida trip. We got a book.
I'm in.
All right. I'm going to go to Burger King.
All right. I'm going to eat grilled chicken. I'm down to 200 pounds, so I got to lose weight. So we're good.
You're down how many?
I'm down to 200.
Oh, I thought you were down 200 pounds. Like, wow, you were never that big.
Yeah, I'm down. I killed someone I knew.
I got a text message from Chris Roach yesterday. He said, "Hey man, I'm down 7 pounds, but I read it wrong. I thought he said 71 pounds." I was like, "Fuck man, good for you." He's like, "No, 7 pounds." Like, yeah, you can do that. You can take a shit at 7 pounds.
You can lop off a toe. All right, that's it, guys. Tremendously Awkward podcast. Follow me on social media, the Dan Barry. I have T-shirts for sale. If you don't know where it is, you can look for it. I don't want to advertise. Go ahead.
Hey, Dennis27 on Instagram. Find me there. I post hilarious stories, I guess. I don't know. And check out my other podcast, Netflix Book Club. Every week we watch a movie streaming on Netflix, and then we talk about it.
Mick Thomas on everything except Instagram, Mick Thomas Comedy. And my podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy, is available on YouTube. And if you just want the audio, wherever you get your podcast from. And also this week, this podcast comes out on Wednesday, right, Dan? So for this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I will be down in Uncle Vinny's Point Pleasant, New Jersey. So come on down.
Oh, yeah. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody.
That's also a thing. Yeah.
What? Was that next week?
It's
All
Wednesday.
right.
It'll be Wednesday when this comes up.
All right. We'll talk about it next week.
All right. Bye.
What?